Hello and welcome to British English with Alexandre. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Today we're going to be talking about Unity 39 of our journey out of 100 British English grammar series. Before we get started, please, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Share the content with English learners all over the world so we can keep up the good work by helping English learners how to improve their English fluency, pronunciation, grammar, all the things necessary to proficiency in English. Okay, without any further ado, let's get started with the lesson. This is Unity 39. We're talking about should in that clauses. This is actually the present subjunctive. It's actually not used so much today in speech, but it's important to understand its structure. Okay, let's move on. This is section A. We can sometimes report advice, orders, requests, suggestions, etc. about the things that need to be done or are desirable using a that clause with should plus bare infinitive. For example, we've got here again a that clause. So we say here, they have proposed that Felix should move to their Munich office. So we've got the that clause with should plus bare infinitive. So it's without to. They have proposed that Felix should move to their Munich office. Another example, we advised that the company should not raise its prices. We advised that the company should not raise its prices. So we've got inside that clause the modal should followed by a bare infinitive. In that case, it's in the negative form. We advised that the company should not raise its prices. Okay, after should, we often use be plus past participle. So we've got should, the verb to be plus past participle. So they directed that the building should be pulled down. They directed that the building should be pulled down. So we've got inside that clause should plus be plus passive participle or be plus adjective in the second example. We insist that the money should be available to all students in financial difficulties. So we've got that clause plus should plus be plus adjective. We insist that the money should be available to all students in financial difficulties. So this is the subjunctive. Okay, moving on. This is section B. In formal contexts, particularly in written English, we can often leave out should and use only the basic form of the verb, that is, the form you would look up in a dictionary. This form is the present subjunctive and is used to describe bringing about the situation expressed in that clause. So again, they have proposed that Felix move to their Munich office. So we don't use should. We're not expressing should here. We're leaving it out. But it's more informal contexts. They have proposed that Felix move to their Munich office. Or even they directed that the building be pulled down. They directed, not that the building should be pulled down, but they directed that the building be pulled down. We can use that pattern with the following verbs, with other verbs used with the present subjunctive: advise, ask, beg, command, demand, insist, instruct, intend, order, prefer, recommend, request, require, stipulate, suggest, urge, and warn. Remember, to learn all those verbs, it's important to put them inside a context so you can better remember them in speech. Okay, to make a negative form, we use not, do not, before the verb. This is the subjunctive. Remember, we advised that the company not raise its prices. We advised that the company not raise its prices. In less formal contexts, we can use ordinary forms of the verb instead of the subjunctive. Compare. I suggested that he should give up golf. I suggested that he should give up golf. Negative. I suggested that he shouldn't give up golf. Another example, I suggested that he give up golf. This is more formal. This is the subjunctive. I suggested that he not give up golf. This is formal. More informal, we can say, I suggested that he gives up golf. This is in the present simple. That's the importance of the present simple. I suggested that he gives up golf. So we've got it because it's in the present for the third person singular. I suggested that he gives up golf. Less formal. Negative, that he doesn't give up golf. I suggested that he doesn't give up golf. So we've got the simple present here. We've got the subjunctive here, which is more formal, and we've got the subjunctive with shouldn't. I suggested that he should give up golf, or that he shouldn't give up golf. So prefer the third example. I suggested that he gives up golf, or in the negative, that he doesn't give up golf. Okay, moving on. Section C. We can also use that clauses with should or the subjunctive after reporting clauses with the nouns related to the verbs in B. For example, advice, order, proposal, and warning. For example, the police issued an order that all weapons should be handed in immediately. The police issued an order that all weapons should be handed in immediately. Or the police issued an order that all weapons be handed in immediately. This is in the subjunctive. Or the weather forecast gave a warning. The weather forecast gave a warning that people should prepare for heavy snow. Or the weather forecast gave a warning that people prepare for heavy snow. So we're using the subjunctive without to. This is a bare infinitive with should or without should. And remember that we're using nouns before that clause. In that case, warning that people should prepare for heavy snow. The weather forecast gave a warning that people prepare for heavy snow. Or the police issued an order. This is the noun followed by that clause, with or without should. Okay, moving on. Section D. We can also use should or sometimes the subjunctive in that clause after it plus be plus adjective. So we've got it plus be plus adjective. It is inappropriate that he should receive the award again. It is inappropriate that he receive the award again. This is in the subjunctive. It is inappropriate that he receive the award again. Or it is inappropriate that he receives the award again in the simple present. So we have the alternative. We can use the simple present or we can use the subjunctive. The simple present is more usual, of course. It's inappropriate that he receives the award again, or in that case, in the subjunctive, it's inappropriate that he receive the award again, or that he should receive the award again. We can use that pattern with the following adjectives: advisable, appalling, appropriate, conceivable, inconceivable, crucial, essential, imperative, important, obligatory, necessary, unnecessary, urgent, vital. Okay, moving on to section E. We can use should in a that clause when we talk about our own reaction to something we're reporting, particularly after be plus adjective. Compare: I am concerned that she should think I stole the money. I'm concerned that she should think I stole the money. I'm concerned that she should think I stole the money, or I'm concerned that she thinks I stole the money. So we can use the present simple or the subjunctive. I'm concerned that she should think I stole the money, or that she thinks I stole the money. We can use that pattern with be plus adjective, also with the following adjectives: amazed, amused, anxious, astounded, disappointed, shocked, surprised, and upset. Note that when we leave out should in sentences like this, less formal, we use an ordinary tense, not a subjunctive. Moving on to section F. We can use should in a that clause to talk about a situation that exists now. It's not surprising. It's not surprising that they should be seen together. They're brothers. It's not surprising that they should be seen together. They're brothers. Or one that may exist in the future. We believe it's important that she should take the exam next year. We believe it's important that she should take the exam next year. If we're talking about an intentional plan, we can often use a subjunctive rather than should. For example, I've arranged that she come to the first part of the meeting. I've arranged that she come to the first part of the meeting, that she come to the first part of the meeting, or I've arranged that she should come to the first part of the meeting, or I've arranged that she comes to the first part of the meeting. This is in the present simple. I've arranged for her to come to the first part of the meeting is also possible. Okay, and that brings us to the end of the lesson. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel, share the content with English learners, English lovers all over the world so we can keep up the good work. I hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers.